Hello everyone, welcome to part 2 of the Mind of a Cuphead Speedrunner series. Today we'll be looking at Ribby and Croaks. I'll be going over both punches and flies, just because it will be more helpful for everyone who is watching, who is intending to speedrun at least, that I go over both of them. Yeah, let's get right into it. I have a flies clip first, which, yeah, first, right off the bat, you might notice like a little bit of slightly complicated stuff, but you want to fire these 3 lobbers, and as soon as I fire that 3rd lobber, I want to switch to spread and start and do a little tiny jump, just a tiny jump, and that way the spread won't if I don't jump and you just use spread, some of the spread spike will hit the ground, but because I jumped, I get like a better sort of spread of the spread, and they're all able to hit Ribby. And I get crouched down in this double damage spot, because Ribby and Croaks both have individual hitboxes, and if I crouch in this particular spot, I'll be able to hit both of them at the same time. But you can be too far or too close to the Ribby and Croaks. This is something you just kind of have to find out by yourself. There's a visual cue, but it's really hard to tell from just words. But if you're right up against them, if you think you can't go any closer, that usually means you're too close. If you're too far, how do you tell? Well, if you actually listen to the clip real quick. You know how spread has an iconic the sound? Where it goes, keeps the iconic spread sound. You might have just heard it there, but that sound. If you can't hear that sound, it means you're hitting multiple hitboxes, or the double damage hitbox. So I'll actually play it along. So you can't hear the spread sound. You just hear little pops. That means you're in the double damage spot. But yeah. Right off the bat, I like to use this 1 lobber EX downwards. I don't caliber swap this EX. I swap and then EX. So I'm going to... You see, I swap and EX, and after the EX I like to let out 1 more lobber and then switch to spread. Kill off these flies. And at this point I'm also looking over at the flies. And it's seeing if Croaks a taller frog, if he ever spits out only 1 fly and continues to shoot, that means he's gonna give me 7 flies, which I will go for a different strat that I'll be demonstrating later. But this is but I used a 1 EX and he stopped shooting really early. He only give me 5 flies. Then I'm gonna kill off these flies. I'm gonna use 2 more EXs, so a total of 3 lobber EXs I've used so far. And then I'm gonna let Ribby bump into me, take 2 damage boosts, dash out. And when he's done with his punches attack, I'm gonna go in, use this down right lobber EX. And that will give you enough damage to actually achieve the super skip. And I actually do this really stupidly dangerous thing where it gives me barely any reward, but I do a little sidestep to the left and then just jump over Croaks and Ribby. This is really stupid, and I really probably shouldn't be doing this, but I practice it so much, I've gotten really comfortable with it. But I just recommend moving over to over here, and just lobber, or maybe over here and using spread. But I do this. I just have innate timing. But yeah, before the slot machine actually fully forms, you're gonna dash out. Now, how do you do with the slot machine? In this case, I believe I get bulls. As soon as you get that parry, take that parry, you can start shooting lobber. Now this will conveniently line up your lobber cooldown, so you can shoot out a lobber as soon as Ribby's Ribby's vulnerable. Now the slot machine is going to blink 9 times total. It's going to lock in the bulls, and it's going to blink once, blink twice, blink 3 times, blink 4, 5, 6, 7. On the 7th blink, after I see the 7th blink happen, I'm gonna shoot that EX, And because I know it's both, I'm just gonna spam these EXs, which funny enough, all of them hit as triples. And that will give me a 43. Yeah, that was a really quick fight. Now I'm gonna go over some different patterns, such as the punches and tigers. Yeah. So I got my punches clip over here. Punches starts out the same. The opening is the same. 3 lobbers, spread. Now you're gonna notice Ribby's gonna give you punches, and at the last moment you want to dash out and close your distance slightly, and use that EX downwards. And just like I told you earlier, when you're doing the flies, double damage lobbers or quads, you want to do the same. Swap EX, but before you let out the lobber, you actually want to swap back to spread. So your lobber, you can see my lobber is on cooldown 1. That means a lobber is just about ready to pop out. And you keep damaging Ribby. You can memorize these punches patterns, by the way. They always go bottom, middle, top, middle, bottom, middle, top. And then this is the second to last punch. Now at this point, I'm going to, after he launches a final punch, I'm going to jump towards him, land on this double damage spot, and then that lobber that was almost ready, I'm going to double tap my swap button really fast, so I let the lobber out, and then right as Ribby's just about to like crouch down on me, which should be 1, 2. Right now. Okay, so he's going to spin his fist like twice, and then he's going to crouch down on you. Now, after he does a second spin of his fist, you want to do the same thing, the same downward EX earlier. Swap an EX, let out another lobber, and then you're going to stand inside the double damage hitbox, and when he's about to roll away, you jump to avoid second hit, and then you're going to, if you see in the bottom left, you're gonna see me build up a couple cards, and at around 4.2 cards, you're gonna use another lobber EX, and what that does is actually gives you over damage on the final phase, which normally the game assigns both an invincibility at 577 health, but you can see we went down to 558 health. And you want to farm cards as much as possible before the slow motion actually takes place. The hitbox takes place. You want to dash out. And same thing with the final phase, except I brought the Tiger's pattern this time. The same deal. You want to shoot that EX at the same time at what's it called? At the 7th blink. And then you're gonna jump towards them and caliber swap these EXs down. And when you're done with the caliber swap, you want to look forward for a swipe and let out this lobber. So what this will look like is, actually let me do this. So 7th blink, boom, jump, cattle swamp, let out the forward lobber, and just rinse and repeat this. And that'll hopefully kill him. But yeah, that's really about it for Ribby. There are more stuff that is a lot. There are some stuff that goes a lot deeper, but I felt like this would be like a good starting point for intermediate runners, and it will give beginners a good idea of what they're going to be going up against. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Hit the like button or something. But yeah, I will see you in part 3, which will be Goopy Le Grande.